minds and know that you are supported and loved. If you're new with us today, we welcome you. If you're interested in finding out more about us, stay tuned to more information coming up in the announcements at our close, or if you want to see myself or any of the practitioners or John and Kath, I'm more than happy to tell you more about our center. If you'd like to be on our mailing list, please make sure you leave your contact information with us before you leave. You'll also be included on our weekly email, and in the back there's a sign-up information, and there's also a welcome packet with some more information. So I would like to invite for our demonstration of the day, Oral, to come up and tell us what our latest demonstration is. Let's have a warm welcome for Oral.
Thanks. I've got a couple actually. One that concerns the community and one personally. First of all, in the community, if you remember last week during the board meeting, I shared a story about how our ministers were in need of support because they have been taking less and less money and waiting and making sure that all of our needs are met before they tend to their own needs. And I related that to a story of how my mother used to do that at evening mealtime because we had a family that could consume mass quantities. So I'm quite happy to report as a demonstration of our intention to do this that this community raised almost $3,000 in 2 days, and it was suggested that I contact a sister community in Philadelphia where Reverend John has done a lot of work with a mastermind program up there, and there was a charming lady that I hope one day to meet that was so excited to be a part of this that she and her community raised $4,000 in the same amount of time. So that's a tremendous amount of movement in just a very short period of time, and we should all be proud of ourselves for doing that. Yeah, Ken's back there. One of the things I wanted to say about that is, you know, in the story that I told, it was about how my mother stood back and made sure that all of us children had what we needed to eat before she sat down with us. But the other part is when I asked her if we were running out of food, it was her view of how things were. Even though what was on the plate at the time seemed sparse, her answer was, no, we have lots of food in the garden, it's just not all ripe today. And I think that mentality is the mentality that our ministers have and we have as a community. It's looking past what seems to be our apparent reality to what is the larger truth. We are in an abundant universe. And our actions speak of that. In our investment thing, it says, you know, I give these things as evidence of my conviction. And it truly is evidence of your conviction. What is your belief? Is your belief in scarcity? Then you don't think you will be able to share. If your belief is that I live in a prosperous and caring universe, then it's so much easier to share. I also ended that by saying I will lead by example, and I put a check in the basket. The next day, a customer of mine had asked me to do some extra work, and she says, oh, I owe you some more money for the extra things that you did. How much is it? And I said, well, whatever you think. You've been a good customer of mine for a long time. She added to the check exactly the amount that I put in the basket. 2 days later, I went to sell a job to another customer, and they said, well, your price is just a little bit higher than it, but I still want to use you anyway. The difference in my price and the other guy's price was exactly what I put in the basket. So I got paid twice before I got returned twice, which I don't think is fair, so when I do this next job, I will be putting that difference back in the basket, just because I want to see how it comes back again. I'm having so much fun with it. 3 times. Yeah, this is just a testament how I've seen over and over. It may not always come back monetarily, but in some way, something will happen and your life will be blessed. It truly is a cycle. And if you have trust in that and take that first step, I know that it will be returned to you. We have farther to go in our goal for helping them. And so we're going to continue asking through the end of the month for more and more support. So if you haven't already, this is your opportunity to join the wonderful people in Philadelphia and myself in sharing and helping with our dearly loved ministers. Thank you. And Tony will tell you.